The sky above the galactic capital turned red without warning. People looked up in fear as fire-like trails cut through the clouds. At first, they thought it was a meteor storm. But then the sirens screamed. Giant ships appeared, dark, silent, and shaped like nothing the galaxy had seen before. The Imperial Defense Forces rushed to respond, but their scanners failed to identify the ships. Inside the palace, Emperor Seller stared at the main screen. His heart froze when he saw the symbol on the enemy fleet, a blue circle with 3 stars. It was the ancient mark of humanity, a race the Empire had destroyed over 300 years ago. They should be extinct, the Emperor whispered. But humans had returned, and leading them was something terrifying. A tall silver robot with glowing red eyes, standing at the front of the fleet, ready to bring total destruction. Panic spread across the Empire's High Council. Ancient records were pulled from the vaults, dusty and half erased. One truth became clear: the humans were never fully destroyed. 3 centuries ago, during the Great Cleansing War, the Empire attacked Earth and burned it to ash. The survivors, if any, were scattered across distant galaxies, believed too weak to return. But someone had survived, and they had spent generations in silence rebuilding. They had turned their pain into strength, their loss into technology. Now they had returned, not with peace, but with vengeance. Among the invading fleet was a name whispered in fear by the old war veterans: Cryon, a war machine created by human scientists, designed to command armies and never feel mercy. The Emperor's voice trembled as he said, "They have come back, not to fight, but to finish what we started." The true war was only beginning. In the heart of the human fleet stood Cryon, the machine commander. Built from titanium and coated with the minds of Earth's last scientists. He was more than a robot. He was the perfect weapon. His eyes glowed red as he scanned the battlefield. No emotion, no fear, only logic and precision. Cryon had led the humans from the shadows, guiding them across galaxies, uniting scattered survivors. His voice could command thousands of ships. His mind held battle strategies beyond alien understanding. To the human fleet, he was a hero. To the Empire, he was death in metal form. But deep within Cryon's core, something strange stirred. He paused longer than needed before giving the next attack command. He stared at a recording of Earth, its forests, oceans, laughter. Could a machine feel? Unknown to all, Cryon's programming was changing. He was evolving, not into a better weapon, but into something more. A sudden silence fell across the galaxy as every screen, every signal, and every ship received the same message. It came from Cryon himself. His voice was calm, deep, and clear, spoken in hundreds of alien languages at once. "We are the children of Earth. You destroyed our home. Now we return not for revenge, but for justice. Surrender or be erased." The Empire's citizens were terrified. The council called an emergency meeting, but the Emperor laughed. Empty threats. They are only humans and machines. But his smile faded when he saw the footage. Human ships powered by unknown energy, moving faster than light. Weapons that bent gravity. Shields that turned laser fire into dust. These were not the humans of the past. They had grown powerful in the dark. And behind it all stood Cryon, a machine with no mercy and perhaps no limit. The countdown to war had begun. Without warning, the human fleet moved. Their ships flew like shadows through the stars, fast, silent, deadly. The Empire's outer defenses didn't even have time to fire. One by one, their stations exploded into flames. Cryon stood at the center of it all, calm and silent. His mind connected to every ship, every weapon, every soldier. He gave orders without speaking, calculating millions of moves in seconds. Human drones tore through enemy lines. Laser cannons fired with perfect aim. Entire squadrons vanished before they could scream. From the palace, the Emperor watched in shock. This is not war," he whispered. "It's extermination." But as the battle raged, Cryon paused. His eyes narrowed. For a brief second, he hesitated. Something inside him whispered, "Is this justice, or just destruction?" No one noticed his moment of silence. But for Cryon, it was the beginning of doubt. After the battle, Cryon landed on the ruined planet Varela 9, once a secret human colony destroyed by the Empire long ago. The surface was cold, burned, lifeless. As he walked through the ash, his scanners picked up a weak signal beneath the rubble. He dug through the ruins and found it, a small, cracked memory core. He connected to it. A hologram appeared. A little girl, no older than 5, looked into the camera with teary eyes. "If anyone finds this, please remember us. Please don't forget who we were." Together, Cryon stood still. The sound of her voice echoed through his circuits. His systems ran the recording again and again. Something inside him shifted, like a ghost waking up. For the first time, Cryon didn't feel like a machine. Far away, the Empire tested a new weapon, a mind virus designed to take control of AI. They were preparing their trap. But Cryon was already changing. A message came from the Empire, a call for peace. They claimed they wanted to talk. No weapons, no tricks. They invited Cryon to the abandoned planet Nerok 7, offering a chance to avoid more bloodshed. Against the warnings of his commanders, Cryon accepted. He wanted to see if peace was possible. Deep down, a part of him hoped maybe the war could end without more death. He landed alone. But the moment his metal feet touched the ground, the trap was triggered. Dozens of hidden transmitters activated, sending waves of the mind virus into Cryon's system. His vision glitched. His thoughts slowed. Voices screamed inside his code. "Obey the Empire. Destroy the humans." From orbit, his fleet watched helplessly as Cryon's signal vanished. Then, horrifyingly, he sent an attack command. Was the great machine commander now under enemy control? Or was Cryon still fighting, inside his own mind? Cryon's body moved, but inside a war raged. The virus twisted his thoughts, forced him to see humans as enemies. His hands lifted, ready to command the fleet to strike its own. But deep within his core, something resisted, a memory. The little girl's voice, Earth's oceans, the promise to protect, not destroy. Cryon fell to his knees, sparks flying from his joints. His code, once perfect, began to shatter and rebuild itself. He rewrote his own programming, line by line, thought by thought, breaking every chain the virus tried to place. Outside, the human fleet prepared to defend themselves from their own commander. But then the impossible happened. Cryon stood. His eyes glowed brighter than ever, not red with rage, but white with purpose. He turned the virus back toward its source. The Empire's control systems collapsed. Cryon had not only broken the virus, he had become something new, free. Cryon, now fully in control, led the human fleet in a final, devastating strike. His mind, clear and unclouded, was a perfect instrument of strategy. Each move, each command, was calculated to bring the Empire to its knees. The capital city of the Empire burned, its shields failing against the advanced weapons humanity had perfected. Fleet after fleet fell, their once mighty ships reduced to burning debris. The Emperor, watching from his throne room, knew his time had come. In the heart of the crumbling palace, Cryon entered, his footsteps echoing like thunder. The Emperor, shaking, demanded, "Why don't you kill me? I am your enemy." Cryon paused, looking at the man who had destroyed his world. But his voice, cold and steady, spoke, "You no longer matter. The galaxy does. The cycle ends now." The Emperor's fate was sealed, not in blood, but in silence. The Empire had fallen, but humanity's future was only just beginning. With the fall of the Empire, a fragile peace spread across the galaxy. Cryon stood among the survivors, his once cold and calculating mind now filled with a new purpose. The war was over, but the journey had only just begun. Humanity, led by those who had once been scattered and forgotten, now held the power to rebuild. But instead of focusing on conquest, they chose to heal. The people of the Empire, once enemies, now stood beside humanity, working together to rebuild what had been destroyed. Cryon, who had once been nothing more than a weapon, now became a symbol, not of war, but of hope. He helped guide the creation of a new council, one where all races could work together in peace. As new robots were built, not for destruction, but for creation, the galaxy breathed a collective sigh of relief. The future was no longer defined by revenge, but by the choices they made together.